Hey, this is our first video, and tonight I'm just going to make dinner, and I'm going to video it for you and give you instructions as we go, and you can give me feedback on what you'd like to see in the future. I plan to do a couple of these a week. As you guys know, I post my food every day, and every day people ask me how to make it. I use a lot of dairy-free ingredients. We are grain-free, and because of that, we use almond flour and coconut flour. And there are things that just do not translate the same. So I'm always hesitant to give out these recipes because they're just sometimes things you have to do different. So tonight we are making beef filet. So I have those here. I happened to go to Sprouts and they had them on sale. You can see they had it marked down because it had a sale by date. So I grabbed it and I threw it in the freezer because I only buy the grass-fed beef. And so I saved about $6. So for $11, I got two really nice fillets, which is primarily what I eat because it's very lean. I don't have a gallbladder. For those of you that follow me, you know that I've had bariatric surgery. I've lost 80 pounds. And I eat very lean. I get very little of my fat from meat or from dairy sources. I try to focus and get most of my fat from plant sources. So the almond flour, coconut, olives, those sources is where I try to focus on getting my fat. So the first thing I'm doing is just putting some seasoning here. I bought this at Costco. It's really nice. It's a wood fire grill garlic seasoning. We don't have an outside grill right now here in Florida, and so I'll be doing this on my George Foreman. So I've already seasoned this one side. I'm gonna open the grill here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take these. I'm gonna stick these on the grill. And then I'm gonna season the other side. Just kind of lightly do the same thing. We're gonna season the other side. Hope you can see this. And while these are cooking, so now you close the George Foreman. What I really like about the George Foreman is it cooks from the top and the bottom. And I really like that because it cooks more efficiently and it gets things done quicker. And so we're gonna put dinner together in about 10 minutes. We're gonna get that done. The other thing I'm making is I'm going to do cheese stuffed portobello mushrooms. So the first thing I have is I have my portobello mushrooms. I just rinsed them off. I want the whole ones. I did save one here to show you guys. So you've got the stem here. I'm just going to reach in with my hands, grab it, and kind of twist it out. I'm going to put this over here in a bowl. I'll actually saute that up with some onions to put in omelets tomorrow. And we're just going to get the rest of it out, kind of run my finger around the inside here to get it all out and put it in there. Now I have these. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. The next piece I'm going to do is I have 4 ounces of cream cheese. Normally we are dairy free. I did use real cream cheese today. This is a lactose free cream cheese. And so this is what I'm using today. We do quite often use Mykonos, which is a dairy-free cream cheese, and you can do that as well if you're dairy-free. But it's 4 ounces, so you can see in this container, it is half of it is what I took. I put this in this bowl, and then I'm gonna do this organic creamy dill dip. I'm only gonna do half of this dill dip because I only did half of the cream cheese. So we'll do half of this dill dip in here. I also mixed this dill dip, by the way. This is the same that I use, about half. This is the same dip that I use whenever I make the cauliflower mash in place of potatoes, and I'll do it with butter and some steamed cauliflower. It's one of my husband's favorite things. So you can see here how easy, because this is the softened container cream cheese. It just melts. It mixes really easy. It's already soft as opposed to buying the brick. If you do buy the brick, just let it sit on the counter for 15 minutes. I don't recommend microwaving it. It creates hot spots in it. It can make it kind of soft, and you can't kind of control it, and kind of starts to cook part of it, and that doesn't really work out well. This is Colby Jack shredded cheese. I'm going to do about a cup of that in here, and we're just going to mix these together. I already have my oven on 375. So we're going to mix this up really good here. once you see how it's like, it's completely mixed. You're not gonna see any, you can see the pieces of cheese, but it's completely incorporated. And then, you know, we're gonna be super fancy and we're just gonna take chunks of it and put it in our mushrooms. You can kind of clump it up. I often do this if I was using a regular grill. I would absolutely put these on the top rack of the grill. If you have a grill with a rack on it, this is a great time about once you turn your steaks. I'd put it on as you turn them if you want to go with that method, or if you're chicken or whatever you're cooking, whenever you turn it. And then just keep an eye on them. You just kind of want to let the cheese get, it'll get bubbly and soft, and this will be totally yummy. You may actually see, I used to buy this already made. There's a brand called Alouette, which is basically a soft flavored cheese. And if you're in a real pinch and don't want to mix it together and you don't care about the ingredients, you don't have any food allergies where you need, for example, the dairy-free or a lactose-free cream cheese, then all you do is take that and you stuff your mushrooms. And I'm gonna let you see, I did this batch happened to be 7 mushrooms, and I still have a little bit left over. And I'll put that in a container, and we can eat that with some crackers or something later. It's really good, just cream cheese. You can see how those are. And then I'm gonna put these in the oven, and then I will come back whenever I pull everything out. Okay, so I've got mushrooms in the oven, and I've got steak on the George Foreman that's almost done. And I had a half a thing of cream cheese, and I just decided spontaneously, which is kind of what I do around here, that I would like some dessert. I happen to have some bananas, and I had bought some vanilla wafers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a banana cheesecake. So I'm just gonna mix this. This is, again, that same brand of sour cream. This is a lactose-free sour cream. You could also use a Greek yogurt if you needed to use a dairy-free. I would prefer the coconut milk dairy-free yogurt. It's just creamier. You can use the almond milk too. You're going to want to make sure, if you're trying to follow keto, though, that there's no added sugars in it. You just want the straight plain Greek yogurt. As mentioned, that was sour cream. And this is, that's about 1/3 of a cup of sour cream here, just kind of the end of that container. This is the pudding. I ordered this offline. This is a keto sugar-free pudding. It is sweetened with stevia. I don't do any sugar alcohols if I can avoid it. So occasionally I'll do 1 or 2, but I try really hard to avoid it because they kind of make me bloated and upset my stomach. So I'm going to do the 1 package of this banana pudding mix, mixing it with the sour cream. I'm putting the sour cream in first because it's softer and easier to mix with. A little bit more milk. Kind of looks like scrambled eggs about now. So I did about a 1/2 cup total of the milk. Yeah. Keep working on this, get it smooth, and then I'm going to incorporate the cream cheese in next. And again, because it's the soft cream cheese, it's just going to go in really easy. I'm going to mix this in. And it's kind of good work. Don't get frustrated with it. You can see it's kind of lumpy. But as I continue to beat in that cream cheese, it's just smoothing out. It just takes a minute. If you had a immersible blender, you could use that on it. Matter of fact, normally, it's probably what I would have done is just use my immersible blender. And there we go. So this kind of really just smooths out. Yeah, this is nice and smooth now. So then we're going to set this aside. These are my favorite vanilla wafers. I buy these at Sprouts. You can occasionally get them on Amazon. And they're $4 a bag, and this is a small bag. You can see these are tiny little wafers, but they are a keto vanilla wafer. And they do have, if you eat 12 cookies, which we will not eat 12 cookies, and these do have ethanol in them, so we won't be eating very much of that either. So they have 14 grams of total fiber, I'm sorry, carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, and 9 ethanol. So that gives you a net 2 carbs, and that's if you eat 12. And I'm probably gonna eat 4. So from that aspect, it will be very low for me. It won't even be 1 carb that I'm adding to this. So we're just gonna line the bottom. Get this, you can see, there you go. So I can get the bottom of this pan lined, like so. And then we're gonna take a banana. You want a ripe banana. Make sure there's no green. By the way, did you know if your banana is green, you can take and bake them with the skin on and it will ripen them. But then you'd want them to cool before you use them. I'm just gonna slice these in here. I really like adding the banana. It does add a little bit of sugar, but we're not even, I used half a banana. And again, this is gonna be for me. I'll eat about a 1/4 of this at one time. So we're talking about me eating like 3 pieces of banana. So it's a very small amount. Next, I'm gonna put the cheesecake mixture on. Like so. Smooth it out. Now here's the thing, if it's still a little bit lumpy, don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna see it because I'm gonna go ahead and pull. I'm gonna pause you for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the mushrooms out of the oven, and then I'm gonna put our sugar-free whipped cream on top. Nobody will see it. But here's what it looks like at this point. It's pretty smooth. There's some teeny tiny lumps. Again, if you would have done with an immersible blender, it would have been totally smooth. But we just did this on the fly because I decided I wanted to use it. So I'm gonna pull those mushrooms and get the whipped cream, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've pulled the mushrooms out. I'll show you those in a minute. I'm just gonna finish this. This is our banana pudding, just the way I left it. This is True Whip, which is a non-dairy whip that I use. They also make a keto one. This one has 1 more carb than the keto one, and I just think it's worth it. I think the taste is better. And again, you have to look at the serving size if you're doing keto, especially if you're bariatric, because many times when you're bariatric, if you don't know, for those of you who are new to this, I had 80% of my stomach removed. That means I eat very little at one time. My stomach can hold about a 1/2 cup at one time. So I'm not eating anywhere near what it says my serving is. Okay, now, as you can see, this looks really pretty on here. You can take your spoon if you want to kind of pull it in and put some points and stuff on it. I'm just going to kind of smooth it out. My husband doesn't care. He's starving. He just got home from work. And then I'm going to put a few more cookies on top up here. And then I'm going to show you our dinner. And I think with the fish of this video, we're under probably 30 minutes total from beginning to end. So there we go. So here's our final dinner. So we have our mushrooms with our filet. I'll probably eat about half that steak. Probably won't get that second mushroom. And then here's our dessert. This is our banana cheesecake that we put together at the last minute. So about 25 minutes from beginning to end, including dessert and cooking steaks. So hope you enjoyed it, and come back and see me for some more videos in the future. Thanks so much.